The RV Advisor, created to protect the rights of the RV enthusiast. Learn more at thervadvisor.com.
This is the RV Advisor Podcast with your host, Tom Alexander. Get all the latest information, trends, advice from experts, stories from the road, and more in the world of recreational vehicles. Now, here's Tom.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the RV Advisor Podcast. My name's Tom Alexander. I'll remember that. Yeah, sure. That's right. And our guests are Rob and Marti McBride, and they are the RV Sojourners. And they join us from Clinton, Connecticut today, where it's partly sunny with a chance of who knows what. But that's okay. It might rain, but hopefully it doesn't rain on, right? You know, that'll be the, yeah. So how's everything going today?
Going great. It's beautiful here in New England.
Yeah. You know, it is really one of the great spots of the country. I used to love to visit there as a kid and have a lot of fond memories of it. So, and you said it for your first time in New England.
Yeah, I've never been here before.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I got a travel assignment at Yale, New Haven. And so we ended up staying here in Clinton because of the lovely campground.
Yeah. So you're a traveling nurse, an RN, critical care, I believe you mentioned, right? So that's wow, hats off. That's a very important job. And certainly these days, that's amazing.
It was a long year.
I can't even begin to imagine what kind of year it's been, but thank you from on behalf of so many of us that all of us need help, right? We all need it when the time calls. So thank you. And Rob, you're a musician. We chatted for a brief instant beforehand, and strings are your thing, I guess you could say.
Strings are my thing. Yep.
All right. So guitar, banjo, bass,
That
mandolin.
A little bit.
Bit.
That's
Dabbles.
yeah.
So now, do you get to play out, Rob? Do you get to you get to do some gigs?
I haven't done a gig since September of 2019. And you know, we went on our 25th anniversary cruise, came back in January of 2020. The band I'm in, we started rehearsing because we were going to hit it big, you know, play a lot of shows around Bowling Green, Nashville. And the world came to an end. So I think I've only actually practiced in person with any of my fellow bandmates 3 times over the last year and a half.
Yeah.
I know some things are starting to open up in a lot of places, but now we're on the road. So it's my band is me, myself, and I, and her. So there we go.
Yeah. Do you back them up, Marti? A little tambourine, a little shaker,
I sing in the shower. Okay.
You sing in the shower. Well, I think a lot of us can relate to that. You know, I've had some of my best concerts in the shower.
Right.
But I can relate, Rob, being a musician myself. Our band is just finally getting back to do a live gig. I've done a couple little solo piano things, but it's our first band gig since February of 2020. So we're doing one on Father's Day of all days.
Awesome.
We're excited. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Break the leg, man.
Yeah, it's exciting. And so what do you guys have, like a bluegrass band or a country band, or what do you do?
Well, believe it or not, I mean, my banjo and things like that are just stuff that I like to do on the side. I pretty much play bass in hard rock bands, believe it or not, you know.
Yeah.
Cover bands, you know,
right.
That kind of stuff. That bluegrass thing is my little guilty pleasure. Of course, you know, you got to represent the bluegrass when you're from Kentucky, so
that's for sure.
He has played in every kind of band our whole marriage. I've been a band widow for 28 years. Okay.
Well, I understand that. You know, I hear that from my wife as well. Sometimes, where to, back at pre-pandemic days, where to tonight, and it's like, well, we're playing here, we're playing there. And every now and then I can coax her out and she'll come see a show, but most of the time she's too busy for that kind of stuff. Can you relate to that, Rob?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think she
Yeah.
quit going to gigs sometime in the late 90s.
Maybe not. Still sometime.
I get it. Well, look, Marty, you're too busy, helping people and saving lives and doing all that great stuff. So that's, you got to really.
Well, and we had 5 children, so.
5. Oh my goodness. Wow.
So
All
I
right.
was a little busy at home.
Yeah, just a little, right? Just a little bit. 5 kids. Wow. So
Well, and you've heard that joke about what's the difference between a musician and an extra large pizza?
what's that?
An extra large pizza can feed a family of 5.
Ah, yes. That's well, yeah, no, I know. That's why music is a
weekend gig.
Yeah, it is a weekend gig. That's why I do podcasts and commercials and things like that to, bring home the bacon, as my father used to say. Anyway, our guests are Rob and Marti McBride, the RV Sojourners, and they ride around in a vehicle they call Mac the Fleetwood, and it's
shockingly unoriginal.
Yeah, I get it. I like that. Fleetwood Mac the Fleetwood. I got that. It's a 2001, and you guys are very much at home in it, and possible little retool, little fixer upper might be in the offing, huh?
The motor's really great. It will really get up and go. It gets, it doesn't get great gas mileage, obviously it's huge, but
yeah,
it's really structurally sound, and the motor is sound. Yeah. But it's very dated. So
it was very, very well maintained.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing it needs is, stuff that makes it look not so dated. There's some shag carpet, and there's some sticky tile. You just want to kind of make it look a little bit more, I don't know, what's the right word? Bougie, I guess. I don't know.
No, you know what?
A little more us.
I hear you. Now, and it's like I remember growing up, and maybe you guys remember the old avocado colored stoves and refrigerators and orange appliances and all that kind of stuff. Right. It was real Brady Bunch,
Exactly.
So
this one's a little more modern than that.
A little more modern than that, but it's still a little bit in the rear view, and I get it completely. So, you want to try to, and sometimes it's hard to try to find one thing that just has a timelessness about it. We learned that it wasn't paneling. Paneling was not timeless. Shag carpet was not timeless.
Mm-mm.
That being said, he's in such good shape, Pete. I wouldn't be afraid to take anybody off the street on a tour through him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He was so well maintained, and he's so clean.
Yeah.
Perfect time capsule.
Well, what?
I'm not a bit ashamed.
No, and you shouldn't be, because if it runs well and it's home and you love it, that's all that matters. And you'll give it a little TLC soon enough. That's fine. Update it a little bit. Give them a haircut. That's all we're doing. Yeah.
We plan to do that in the fall after Robert has finished school.
Okay. So tell us about this.
Well, we were going to do it just for our own sake, and then found out after the fact, because going into the whole full-time RV living, her dad's been doing it for almost 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's not like we're strangers to it. However, we didn't realize just how many more RVs are on the road, more full-timers now than ever before. And the need for people to look at stuff, fix things, is just, there's more need than there is a supply. So I was going to go down to a 10-week, just technical thing in Florida, Palmetto, Florida, just for our own sake. But, you know, if people are going to need help, you know, I'll be certainly glad to help folks out, you know, with refrigeration, their propane stoves and just stuff like that.
Right.
I didn't realize how few RV technicians there really were out there.
Yeah.
Surprising.
And
yeah. Well, it's good to know when you get a good one, you know, hold on to them, right? That's for sure. RV Sojourney is the site, actually the place they go on Instagram. RV Sojourney, a combination of a
It's a
sojourn.
website and Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so your website, Facebook, and Instagram. That's the name, RV Sojourney, a sojourn and a journey, all wrapped up in one. Our guests are Rob and Marti McBride. More with Rob and Marti right after these words.
The RV Advisor was created for you to protect your rights as an RV enthusiast and arm you with the knowledge to navigate the complex RV industry. There's strength in numbers, and that's why we've built a nationwide network of RV owners, empowering you with the advice you can trust at rvadvisor.com.
We are back on the RV Advisor podcast. My guests are Rob and Marti McBride from RV Sojourney. You can follow them on Instagram as well as Facebook, and their website as well, RV Sojourney. And Marti is a critical care nurse, and Rob is a musician. And the road is their life. They're out on the road in Mac the Fleetwood. And if you know, you should get that, Mac the Fleetwood, being that Rob is a musician. That makes complete sense. I'm looking at these pictures on your site, and they're absolutely stunning. You took these yourself, Marti, right?
Yes.
And they're beautiful. And I see a big interest of mine. I see a lot of lighthouses.
Yes.
And I don't know, are they all on the ocean, or some of them at the Great Lakes, or are they?
These are all up and down New England, from New Haven up Connecticut, all the way to Providence, Rhode Island, in that area.
Yeah.
But I guess Narragansett was the.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you know, I used to love looking at them when I was a kid, and we'd just go to different areas and see them. And we live here. Well, we have for the last 24 years now, 25 years, lived in South Florida. And there's a great lighthouse on Pompano Beach that's been there forever, which I remember as a kid. Yeah, it's a beautiful spot. And that lighthouse has been there for forever, ever since I can remember when I was a little kid and visiting here. But seeing these old, really old stone brick, lighthouses from the 1800s, just astounding.
I love the one at Yukon. It was just so little and just so approachable. You could just walk around it, and you just had this feeling of, you know, that it was going to be there long after you were gone.
You know, what is it about a lighthouse? There's something just very attractive about it. There's just, it's like I don't know if it's the light itself, of course, the structure of it. It's usually in a sort of almost like a rugged area. They're always sort of isolated, right? You never see them in the middle of a lot of construction. They're always off by themselves and
out on a point, all by themselves.
Yeah, and they have, and of course there's something they signal almost like a guiding light, hope, you know, all those things, right? It's very cool. And I know that like maybe they're not used as much as they used to be because of all the technology today and radar and everything else that we have, that maybe they don't need them as much as they used to. But I still like to think that, hey, you know what, if you're out on a boat at night sometimes and it's like, hey, there you go, we're close to land, we're going to be fine. something reassuring about a lighthouse.
Yeah,
Well,
to me especially, I think so.
I was in the Navy when I was young, and everything to do with the sea still captivates me. One thing I love about being in New England are all these small towns up the coast, and every small town has got marinas, and you drive and you see sailboats and cargo ships out in the sound, and then you see a lighthouse, and it's just overwhelming to me.
Yes.
I can't get enough.
I hear you. And when I went on your page, your Instagram page, I just was immediately, I just lit up, and no pun intended. When I saw the lighthouses, I saw, and I saw them and I said, wow, this is great. Here's some other folks that really appreciate lighthouses. I got to confess, I don't know an awful lot about them. Other than a little bit here and there. I'll read about them on Wikipedia or something like that. I'll see. And I'm surprised to see how many there are in the Great Lakes. Besides, they're like throughout the Great Lakes, there's tons of them. Some of them still operate, some of them aren't anymore, but they're not just for the ocean or there are other spots around the world, really. But we've got a lot here in North America, that's for sure.
Speaking of lighthouses real quick, not trying to cut you off, but
not at all.
The most interesting thing to me about the lighthouses, I was struck by how small they are. I always envision lighthouses to be like Statue of Liberty height, these great big, just behemoth structures.
Yeah.
But when you actually walk up on them, everyone that I've personally been to, they're not that tall. Of course, I reckon they don't have to be when the water's flat and you've got a light that goes out a long way. But,
right.
So that's something that I was interested to find out.
Yeah.
They're all tall to me. I'm 5 feet tall.
Well, I'm not, I don't have too many, it's just past that myself, to be honest. I'm not gonna, I usually, I have to pass a height requirement whenever I go to a, restaurant. But I got to tell you, it is a lot of fun to see those, and you can go on their site, RV Sojourney, on Instagram, of course, on Facebook, as well as their website, and check out these wonderful photographs, not only of lighthouses, but in other spots around the country. A lot of beach pictures. And I know that you've got some plans down the line, a little visit out west, right?
Yes. We're going to go see my dad in 4SPD. If you're a ham radio, that's my dad. He's been,
okay.
He's been full-time in for almost 30 years. So
wow.
We're going to go make his day and be his neighbor for a week or two.
Oh, good for you. Oh, he'll love that. And is he aware, or is this a surprise?
No, he's aware. We surprised him in February with this whole, hey, help us buy an RV.
Yeah. I was going to say, if it was going to be a surprise, it's probably not anymore, because,
not anymore. No.
But no, that's terrific. That's great. And I'm sure he'll look forward to your visit, and you get to hang out and you said it's in Arizona. Is that what you said? Yeah.
Williams, Arizona is where he tends to spend the summers, and that's just south of the Grand Canyon. So we'll stay there and then go see the Grand Canyon.
Oh, terrific. That'll be great. Well, McBrides, I've had a terrific time visiting with you and hearing your stories. And listen, you know what? You're both, I mean this sincerely, you're both healers. And I'll tell you why. Not only are you a healer from a nursing standpoint, Marty, which is great, but music too is a great healer, and it really helps people. And I just think it's terrific. It was wonderful meeting you. Safe journeys, safe travels, safe sojourneys.
That's right. That's
right. All right.
You'll see us on the road. Say hello.
Absolutely. We'd love to have you back. It'll be terrific. My guests, Marty and Rob McBride from RV Sojourners. Back in just a moment.
Advocacy, community, education, resources, rewards. Learn more at thervadvisor.com.
Hi, everybody. Tom Alexander back here on the RV Advisor Podcast. Just want to remind you to register your unit at rvaca.org. That's rvaca.org. Neve will be back next time right here for the closing segment. Want to thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time. So long, everybody.